But Stalin's order has an awkward side effect. With death waiting at home and in the camps, many change sides. Life under Hitler is sweeter than death under Stalin. This man becomes their commander. General Vlasov unites 1 million Red prisoners of war into the Russian Liberation Army. Formerly one of Stalin's generals, he promises his soldiers not only bread, but a new Russia, free of Stalin's rule. Vlasov and the soldiers of his Russian Liberation Army earn a reputation as tough, no-quarter troops, fighting in German uniforms side by side with their former enemies against their Soviet countrymen. In 2 months, the panzers advance 1,000 kilometers. Moscow is now threatened. His back to the wall, Stalin panics and decides to sue for peace. He picks as a go-between the Bulgarian ambassador, Ivan Staminov, and summons him to the Kremlin for a meeting.
Stalin was silent. Beria was silent. Only Molotov spoke. On Stalin's behalf, he said, "Could you get in touch with Hitler and say that we are prepared to give Germany all of the Baltic area, a large part of the Ukraine and Belarusia, if he stops his army?" Staminov was dumbfounded. But then he said, "I think that even if you retreat to the Ural Mountains, Hitler will not defeat you. Leave me out of this." A heavy silence followed. Stalin waved his hand, and Staminov was led away.
Only one hope remains: defend Moscow at any price, with citizen soldiers. Students, professors, taxi drivers, cooks, and musicians come forward to volunteer. Anyone who can pull a trigger or throw a Molotov cocktail gets a rifle. And a short course in the bayonet. Women, children, grandparents dig traps for German tanks, erect barricades, and dig trenches. Moscow's citizen army will be wiped out, but will win crucial days. By mid-October, the fall of Moscow seems inevitable. Government officers evacuate to the east. The city is clutched by panic. People flee the capital. Deep in the hinterlands, a vast army of Soviet citizens toils around the clock, racing time and the Wehrmacht to forge the weapons that will halt the panzers and drive out the enemy. Like frontline troops, they will make any sacrifice, not for fear of Stalin, but for love of country. Despite stiffening Soviet resistance, the German juggernaut rolls on and on towards Moscow. One man, Marshal Georgy Zhukov, stands between the panzers and the Kremlin. Stalin telephones Zhukov at his headquarters in the field. "Can you hold Moscow?" Stalin says. "I ask you with pain in my heart." There is a long pause, then... "Comrade Stalin," Zhukov replies, "Moscow will hold." Stalin is torn between fleeing Moscow with the government or standing fast with the army. He chooses to stay. It will steel the hearts of Moscow's defenders, and there will be no need for the secret subterranean bunker constructed far to the east for Stalin. The city rallies. Stalin exhorts Zhukov's newly marshaled and trained troops and sends them directly from Red Square into battle. You are waging a just and liberating war. Death to the German occupation forces. A seeming miracle. Led by Generals Zhukov, Rokossovsky and Konev, the Red Army explodes into action, driving the Germans back 300 kilometers from Moscow. In the dusty summer of 1942, Hitler's main thrust unexpectedly pivots away from Moscow. Instead, the long panzer columns plunge south towards Stalingrad and the oil and grain fields of the Caucasus. Hitler has done it again. He has wrong-footed his adversary. Stalin, guessing that Hitler would make a second attempt to seize Moscow, has committed his strength to the center and left his strategic southlands virtually undefended. It is a catastrophic mistake. Stalin blames not himself, but the entire Red Army. He issues Order Number 227, announcing the formation of execution squads to shoot cowards and panic-mongers. The guilty will discharge their guilt with their blood. It will inspire bravery through fear, Stalin hopes. His soldiers will fear the Germans less because they fear him more.